say that it feels right.
Hey guys, welcome back for another Clash Royale video. So in today's video we will be taking a look at this RG Lightning deck with Furnace as well as Baby D. We have Filipe, or maybe Felipe. I'm not too sure how to pronounce his name, but Felipe maybe on the channel, and he recently hit 7600 with this deck a couple days ago, and he was top 100, top 200. I'm not too sure. I'm pretty sure I'll include photos right here. And yeah, he shared a couple replays with us. So before the video starts, I would like to ask you guys to subscribe, like the video. It supports me, and it helps me to make more videos. And yeah, don't forget to follow Felipe as well. He does have a Twitter, link will be in the description. And without further ado, let's just jump right into the first replay. Okay, first game against Morten. I mean, Morten is considered to be one of the GOATs in Clash Royale, so yeah, we don't need further explanation who he is. And Filipe is on the top of our screen. Morten's gonna split Warbreakers, and Filipe is gonna respond to it with a Bugbear as well as Ice Spirit, Mega Minion for the Dark Prince, and Filipe plays a Dark Prince of his own. So Morten is gonna play all those Swarm cards, and gonna play Warbreakers on opposite lane, which will get pulled by the Furnace, which is good. Ooh, actually one Warbreaker actually was able to sneak through the Furnace and connect onto the tower, and now Bugbear onto the Miner. So that was pretty unfortunate for Filipe. Now it's gonna play a Baby D at the back, and Morten's gonna play a Dark Prince, Ice Spirit for the Spears, and Morten's gonna play another set of Warbreakers opposite lane. And he's just gonna Fireball the Furnace. Okay, I'm pretty sure Filipe is gonna RG at the back once he has the chance, or maybe not, because with the current RG decks, you would want to RG at the back and then make a big push out of it. But since Felipe's deck is different from the RG deck you normally see right now, so yeah, the Dark Prince. Okay, Morten is gonna apply pressure in both lanes. Ice Spirit for Warbreakers, meanwhile Dark Prince for Morten's Dark Prince. Now Furnace to clean up the bats, as well as the DPS down Dark Prince a little bit. Now Spears is played, and Dark Prince to tank. Lock onto the Furnace as well as the Fire Spirit. Bugbear to pull back the Dark Prince, which was a very nice play. Now Morten will try to pressure opposite lane with Miner, Bats as well as Warbreakers. Furnace to respond to all of it. Mega Minion helped out, but he's gonna ignore the Miner. And now, the Baby D actually will kill the Spears, so that was pretty nice. Now Dark Prince for Dark Prince once again, and Miner is once again played by Morten. And now Bats is also played. Barrow is played onto the Warbreakers. Ooh, very lucky. And now he's gonna play an RG because he has a lot of troop coming down the lane to support it. And Morten fireballs everything, but yeah, the Archie will still get a couple shots in. 2 shots, which is very big shots, I would say. Now Filipe is just gonna sit back and cycle stuff at the back, and Bugbears onto Warbreakers. And Morten's gonna pressure opposite lane, with Miner supporting the Spears. Now the bats. Ooh, Filipe decides to switch lane and go on right lane. Lightning comes down for the Tesla, and we have a healthy Erogen onto the tower. 1 shot, 2 shot, make it 3. So Archie actually got 3 shots, but Morten is once again applying pressure in both lanes with Miner as well as Dark Prince. But Filipe is gonna ignore the Miner once again and just deal with the bats. And Tesla is once again set up by Morten. Now Filipe is gonna play Rojan at the back, which is what RG players usually do now, because you can easily cycle back to another RG or another spell if you want to. Now it's gonna Morten's gonna apply pressure again with wall breakers. So this time Filipe will use Dark Prince to catch a miner, and now second RG comes down the lane on the right lane, and now a barbell to predict Tesla beside the tower, so that the barbell won't distract Tesla, but there's still a lot of troops on the field right now for Filipe, so it's not that bad. And he's gonna play another RG, which Morten only now has 6 elixir in his hand, and yeah, the RG locked onto the tower. So pretty nice game against Morten, which I said is one of the GOAT in Clash Royale. Okay, on to our second game against Viiper. I think Viiper also, we don't need any introduction to him, because yeah, I think he reached CRL monthly finals for 3 times already. So yeah, and overall a very strong ladder player. But he's not playing his signature Hawk Exinado. He's playing the modern meta RG deck, which is really interesting because Filipe is playing the old meta version of RG, and he decides to go in with Baby D as well as the RG after the Mega Minion kill each other. So that was a pretty interesting play by him. And now it's gonna play Dark Prince for Viper's Dark Prince, but unfortunately though, the Fisherman actually pulled the Dark Prince, and Viper's Dark Prince actually charged onto the tower, which is pretty unfortunate. And the Mega Minion will still get a shot. So yeah, that play at the very beginning was not too sure about that, but and now both players are resetting. So Filipe is gonna play a Furnace, which will force out Mother Witch. Now he's gonna play a Barb Barrel for the Mother Witch to tank. Fireball comes down for the Furnace, and he's gonna RG at the back. I'm pretty sure Viper has the matchup because he has Cage as well as Fisherman to pull. It's gonna be very hard for Filipe to break through unless Viper did some mistake. And once again, he's gonna pressure with the Baby D as well as Mega Minion. And now Dark Prince was for the Fisherman, but Viper didn't play it. Instead, he played the Cage. Now there's a lot of troop coming down the lane, but yeah, the troop will go. One pose as a threat because the Baby D did a lot of damage to them. Now Mother Witch comes down again from Viper, and the Fireball for the Furnace once again. And is he gonna do the same thing again like RG at the bridge? Okay, he's not. Instead he's gonna Dark Prince to the back, and he decides to play this very patiently now. Ooh, and now since he has the Baby D on the field, so he decides to support it with RG as well as Dark Prince. 2 Baby D is on the field right now for Filipe, and things are looking very great for him because Viper doesn't have much elixir right now. Fireball comes down for Baby D, and Dark Prince is charging down the lane. Viper plays a desperate Fisherman to try to hold on to the Dark Prince, but the RG comes down as well as the Mega Minion to finish off the Cage. And yeah, RG only needs one more shot, so, and yeah, it doesn't even need the lightning. So yeah, very nice game against Viper, which is also one of the greats. Okay, our next game against Victor, who is a Golem player. Let's see how the RG will contend against Golem. So both players are chilling right now. Filipe goes with a Barb Barrel. He's gonna play a Barb Barrel to see what's up. And he's gonna cycle Mega at the back. Meanwhile, Victor plays a Mother Witch at the back. Is he gonna Golem in front? That's the question for Filipe. But Filipe plays a Baby D, and he lightnings. Okay, so that was a pretty good lightning value, I'd say. And both players are on the same elixir right now, so Victor might try to go with Golem at the back, since Filipe sets up a Furnace right now, and this is what he does. I mean, the fire spirits are gonna get some damage, so that's pretty good. Okay, I think the third fire spirit won't connect onto the tower, which is kind of unfortunate, but it's okay. And now he's gonna set up the defenses he needs for this golem push. So the Barber will finish off the bomber, which is pretty nice. And the Skydrax won't do as much damage. Now a furnace is played, so the fire spirits could take the Skydrax down. And now he's gonna save elixir to maybe try to go in. Fireball comes down for the furnace. I mean, if he wants to, he can go in right now, but yeah, I don't think he counted elixir right here, so that's why I didn't went in with RG. And he instead will RG on the left lane to apply pressure after Victor Golems. So Victor is gonna sack the whole tower and try to go all in on the right lane. And Baby D is played at the back. Dark Prince is for the E-Bobs. Now lightning onto the E-Bobs as well as the Baby D, which is a pretty nice play, I'd say. And the Skydrax won't take down the tower, so you don't have to worry about them. Just have to worry about the Golem on the right lane. And another Baby D comes down as well as the Dark Prince to finish off the Golem Knights. And yeah, Mega onto the Skydrax. 5 seconds left. There's nothing Victor can do, and he's not happy about it. But what can you do about it? You're playing Golem. But he didn't went for Golem first place, so yeah, kudos to him. Anyway, still a pretty good game by Filipe. Okay, on to our next game against Issei. I believe one of my guests actually faced him like a couple videos ago. I'm not too sure, but he's the Ram Rider guy. Yeah, Pekka Ram Rider Lightning. So yeah, I'm not too sure about it. He's gonna play a Ram Rider for the Furnace to try to take it down while tanking for the Fire Spirits. So Barber is played by Filipe, take down the Ram Rider. Now it's just gonna chill Ice Spirit for the Bobs. Okay, Filipe's deck doesn't have much ground needs except for Barbarrow, Ice Spirit, and Dark Prince. So I'm curious to see how he's gonna stop this big push by Issei. If Issei does manage to make a big push out of it. Okay, interesting that Issei isn't Pekkaing. Instead, he went in with a Ram Rider. Ice Spirit will stop the charge of the Ram Rider. And now Snowball comes down for everything, but Baby D is targeting onto the Filipe's Baby D, so the Mega Man can finish it off, and Mega Man survives with a sliver of health, which will take down the bandit. And yeah, and Ewis' spore is forced. I can't believe I said spore for some reason. And Dark Prince is played because he knows that Issei doesn't have much elixir, but obviously he will play Ramad at the river to kite Dark Prince and taking down the Furnace. So that was killing two birds with one stone. Yeah, pretty good play by Issei, but he's down quite a bit of elixir, and it's gonna apply pressure with Barbarrow, Filipe's. So now it's just gonna cycling stuff at the back, and Issei does the same with the bandit. And ooh, that's a pretty good lightning value. Dark Prince will take care of the bandit, and the tower will take down the Baby D. So another Furnace is set up by Filipe, and Snowball comes down for the Furnace. Once again, he's gonna cycle stuff at the back. Okay, he's playing this very patiently because it's double elixir right now, so he knows that Issei will have Pekka in his hands. So that's why he played so passively. And lightning comes down for all those troops, the Ewis as well as the Baby D, Barber to tank, and Ramada as well. snowball for the furnace. Ooh, that ice spirit came down a second late, and Pekka in response to the RG. But the Mega Man as well as the Dark Prince will try to DPS it down. So far they're doing a great job of DPSing down the Pekka. And the Bob Barrel will tank for the Baby D, and the Remedy actually got lightning. Got struck by the lightning, so it was a pretty good trade. It was a pretty good trade by Filipe, and now he sets up another furnace. Probably is gonna tank for. Okay, it's not. Okay, he used the Aspirate tank, and now Issei plays a Pekka. So I'm not too sure about that Pekka though. Yeah, the troops will DPS it down really quickly, and he's back to another Mega Minion. So things aren't looking good for Issei right now, and he played a weird E-Wiz, I would say. And now Filipe is just gonna cycle stuff at the back because he's up damaged. There's no risk. There's no need to risk. Okay, right when I said that he RG, so yeah, that's the thing. And he's gonna landing onto everything, which is a pretty good play by Filipe. The Remedy will not connect onto the tower and won't even cross the bridge, and Issei is down like 1,800 HP, so yeah, there's only 30 seconds left. Lightning is played by Issei, and Remedy actually connected onto the tower, so that might be a game changer right there. But Filipe does have lightning in his hands, and he lightning onto the tower. All he has to do right now is make sure that Remedy doesn't connect somehow, but Issei plays a low Remedy, so yeah, very nice game by Filipe. So it turned out to be very close towards the end, but yeah, in the end Filipe actually prevailed. Okay, on to our next game against Daffy, Nessie, Mahmoud, who's playing the Goblin Drill Cycle deck with Valk, as well as Bomber. So yeah, let's see how Filipe can deal with Wallbreakers. I mean, not Wallbreaker, deal with Goblin Drill. So it's gonna start off the game with a Furnace, and the opponent plays a Drill. Obviously, that's like one of the best starting plays they could play. And Dark Prince responds. So they played a Valk to tank for the Dark Prince. So Filipe is gonna RG at the back. Okay, the Definition dude doesn't have Wallbreaker, instead he has Lock, so yeah. And Filipe is just gonna mount up the push with a Baby D at the back, and he has a Lightning selected, which he will play onto the Lightning as well as the Valkyrie. And the RG got two big shots, and the opponent still has to deal with the Bob as well as Baby D. So yeah, overall a pretty solid trade by Filipe. He does have the Dark Prince for the Goblin Drill if the opponent decides to go in. Okay, he's gonna play a Furnace and a Dark Prince for the Drill probably. Yep. So the Goblin actually got a few hundred damage, which is pretty unfortunate, because he didn't want the Dark Prince to be in the range of Fire Spirits. So he played it like very towards the outside of the tower, and the Goblins actually went onto the tower. It's kind of hard to explain, but yeah, you know what I mean. And Mega Minion is prepared for the Goblin Drill. Bob Barrel is played to finish off the Goblins, and once again he's gonna play a Baby D at the back. Okay, this time the opponent won't give him as much lightning value as he wants to, but he's still landing anyway because it's still good value, and it's Tesla plate. And the Bob to try to tank, but it actually failed. So yeah, the opponent defended quite well. So Mega Man tanked for a Fire Spirit as well as the Dark Prince to finish off the Goblins. So now the opponent still has to deal with the left lane units as well as the RG on the right. Ice Spirit for the skeletons, which was a really good play, but yeah, without the lightning, the RG won't actually connect onto the tower, I think. So Fire Spirit was, the barrel was to predict the Fire Spirit, but the opponent didn't play it, and now he's gonna play an RG again. So he has lightning selected. Okay, he will play it to so that Baby D would finish it off, and the opponent still has to spend elixir on it, and the Dark Prince will actually come onto the left lane, but it didn't work out for Filipe. Now he is cycling back to another Dark Prince, which he played for the Goblin Drill. So now he's gonna try to RG again, and okay, he's gonna play the barrel for the Tesla, and RG will actually get a shot, which is a very big shot by for Filipe. And now Ice Spirit for the bomber so that it doesn't splash onto the tower. And that Baby D actually finished off the skeletons and lightning onto the Tesla. So there's only 50 seconds left, and Filipe just have to make sure that the opponent didn't play enough drill for the win. Now he pressures with RG so that the opponent has to spend elixir on it, and now a barrel as well as Baby D for the goblins. And yeah, the opponent's spending quite a lot of damage, and he just decides to lightning the tower as well as the Valkyrie so that he is in lightning range. So Barb Barrel for the skeletons, and now the opponent is in fireball range, and a pretty close game in the end, because the opponent has fireball but Filipe has lightning and he had the elixir. So yeah, very nice game by Filipe against the Goblin Drill Cycle deck. So yeah, that's about it. I want to thank Filipe for coming onto the channel. I'm very sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. I'm not too sure if it's Felipe or Felipe, but I looked up the it's actually said it's Felipe in Portugal. So yeah, if I said your name wrong, I'm very sorry about that. Alright. Once again, I want to thank Felipe for coming onto the channel, and for the last time, this is the deck. And don't forget to follow Felipe on Twitter, and I will see you in the next one. See ya.